put it on my, is it recording? Okay, we're recording. Did you get the picture?
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty much market structure. So now that we've determined this impulsive move, we're not jumping in for a buy, because I think as a newbie, that's where a lot of traders get messed up. They see, oh my gosh, the market is going up, let me just jump in for the trade, and as soon as they jump in for the buy, it just goes all the way down, and they're just like, what happened? And that's because that's the way market structure works. It goes impulse, correction, continuation. So right here was our impulse. I'll label that for you. This was our impulse here, our impulsive move. This was our correction. And this whole entire uptrend is going to be our continuation. So now you see I'm on the 4-hour. Now that I've determined the impulse and now that I've determined the correction, I'm going to go down to a lower time frame. As soon as I see that this correction is forming, meaning like this massive trend that's going in the opposite way, I automatically just go down to a lower time frame. I go down to the 15-minute for my entries. I got ways to go. Sorry, and like bottom. I'm just waiting on it to load.
So you basically have an impulse, retracement, and correction.
Correct. I always look on the 4-hour time frame for that to see the overall impulse move. But even here, you could have gotten into all of this. That's why I love entering on the lower time frame. Because if you enter on the lower time frame, you can really get really decent entries for some nice trades. So if you were to, you drew out your counter trend, because remember, this is our bullish trend right here, this trend line. I mean, our bearish trend line. This was our bearish trend line for the sell, and then it broke the actual trend, right?
Okay.
So on the 15-minute, you can see multiple impulsive moves. On the 4-hour, you didn't see that because the 4-hour doesn't catch all of this. The 4-hour just, is a 4-hour candle, so it takes 4 hours to form. But you don't have to wait that whole time. You can actually just go down to your 15-minute time frame and find the biggest impulsive move. And here it is, right here. Beautiful. Oh, here it is. Bam, diggity. So here was this massive, impulsive move right here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
All right. So with a massive impulsive move like that, oh, this one is just so beautiful. Oh my.
That one, the one to the right.
This one right here?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, to the right here, like this?
Yes.
Okay, so we want to be in that trade to catch that move at this point. But this is if you missed it. That's okay. Let me show you. So you remember, we're now in a bullish structure. So what that means is we're only looking for buys. We're not looking for no sells. We're only looking for buys. So like here, it broke our trend line. We see these moves, and then you get this massive impulsive move on the 15-minute time frame. This massive impulsive move up on the 15-minute time frame. Bam. Now you're getting a nice little correction. So when you get a correction, you're always going to want to draw your counter trend. You're always going to want to draw your counter trend line on a massive move like this.
That's a retracement, right?
Yeah, this is your retracement.
So after the retracement, you draw your counter line.
Well, as the retracement's forming, yeah. Because after the retracement, you don't want to draw after, because then you're going to miss the trade. So say that, let me get a replay button. I just hope this doesn't freeze my thing. All right, bam. Okay, like I said, once you have an impulsive move, like even right here, these are all areas where you could have entered. But I would have more so waited for something more impulsive like that. This is not very much impulsive. They're like small. You don't want small stuff like this. You want to see nice long trends like this. Like it's just straight bullish candles. This is like really nothing. So after you see this nice long bullish trend like that, and you see the correction forming, as soon as you start seeing candles in the opposite direction forming, that's when you're going to want to start to draw your trend line, because you want to capture when it breaks the actual trend line. And that's all you're doing. You're just waiting. So I usually always draw my trend lines into the future, because you never know how far this pullback is going to go. This pullback can go all the way back down to this trend line. All we're doing is we just want to wait for the break of the trend to tell us it's now time to buy. Until this trend breaks, until this trend breaks, we're not getting into any trades. And that's why I tell people, if you could wait 2 weeks for a paycheck, you can wait 3 or a day or 2 for your setup to happen. So as this is forming, let me start my thing. You see, we're not doing anything. You're just letting your trade do what it has to do. We're not selling because we don't want to sell, because that is counter trend trading and the market will blow your account. So now we're just waiting. We're just waiting. And don't ever feel like, oh man, I could have caught this sell down. No, Stevenson would say, no, we don't have time for that.
You break it now.
I see. These are beautiful, man. And that's okay if you have drawdown. And that's the thing. If I saw this trade, oh my gosh.
So what, in an instant like this, what's happening here?
You just gotta wait. Hold on, let's watch. Okay, so I see. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. I want to pause this. Hold up. Hold up, wait a minute. All right, so like I said, you saw how we drew that trend line there because we started seeing our oh my gosh, I want to just stop this. How do I stop it? Okay, so you saw how we drew this trend line right here. You're going to have to adjust your trend lines as the bullish flag keeps forming. And that's the only thing, because like I said, we saw that it was coming down. So we automatically drew a trend line there. But you're always going to want to adjust it based off wicks, because this is not a solid trend line. Because you know what makes a solid trend line, Patrick?
At least 2 touches.
At least 2 touches, and this didn't have 2 touches.
No.
Wick touches, so it wasn't a valid trend line. So as you get those wicks forming to create a valid trend line, that's when you get your accuracy. So this wasn't a valid trend line. This was just me drawing it to just have an indication. When I get that wick where I'm able to actually connect the trend lines together, that's where I have the full saying, okay, this is my actual trend.
So you're looking to touch a wick when you draw the trend line. Okay.
Oh my goodness. 2 wick touches makes a valid trend line.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm not using. Oh, did my US 30 pass? Hold up, wait a minute. I gotta take a look for a second. Nope. Okay, I don't know why that did that, because it didn't do what I wanted to do right now. All right. Go back to GBP. What's going on here? Oh, we have a meeting right now. It's okay though.
Is it Rise and Profit now?
Is what?
Is there, you guys have a meeting?
Yeah, but it's a prospect call. But so I don't necessarily need to be on it. I just need to hey Jordan, I'm on a call right now. What's going on?
I'll be quick. So I came I'm already out, and it's 9 o'clock. I made $20.
What?
Yes. I'm like, why am I here? I'm not getting tables. I'm not getting. It was horrible. Like $20 flat. Like after everything, I made $20. I'm like, I'm walking out. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like I can't even buy something to eat here because then I'm spending all the money that I just made. I checked my MetaTrade form that has some trades in while I was at work. I made over $65 on 2 trades.
Look at you. That's why you gotta get rid of that job.
$20 when I made $20 at work. Like, why am I here?
What? That is insane.
If that doesn't show you, like, literally, like, my time is worth so much more trading than it is at freaking anywhere else. Like, I just had to share that with somebody because that was nuts.
That's very good.
I caught the drop on NZD-CAD and on AUD-CAD.
Ooh, yeah, there was a drop on USD CAD too yesterday, probably even still today if all the CADs are dropping. I didn't check it though, but I know everybody in the group was hollering about it.
Yeah, I think there was some news or something because it just dropped. And I took my profits on AUD-CAD where I probably could have stayed in a little bit longer, but I was just like, you know what? If I take this now, I don't lose anything.
Yeah. Profits are better than $0.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm just pretty much going over little entries because like Stevenson stays dropping sauce. But are you done with work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can call me when you get home. All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. I'm back.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Marlene is still on? Oh no, she's gone. Okay, so you remember how we drew this line here? I told you whenever I start seeing the downtrend form, I automatically start drawing a trend line, but that doesn't make it valid yet because I have to wait for the actual 2 touches. So my trend line wouldn't have been valid until I actually brought it up to this wick.
Okay.
So you remember how you said that it already broke the trend? It wasn't really a trend.
Okay.
So once I got this wick, I have now a valid trend line.
Okay.
So I can't put my replay on because every time I put my replay, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps freezing. So here, nice. Oh, everyone keeps telling me that the call is going. I'm just going to turn it on my phone so that I have it. And then I'll just,
You're in a different, am I on a call too?
No. We have an actual team call.
Okay.
But
my next call is at 10 o'clock with Stevenson Lindor.
What's today? Oh, yeah, Stevenson comes. He's on our team, so we get all the little good stuff. He gives us all the little sauce.
All the sauce. Well, the Lord bless me to run into you so I can get some of the sauce from you. My spirit led me to you.
I don't know what's going on. Okay, so now we have a trend. Now we have a trend right here. So now that we have this trend line here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. What happened? Do you see my screen?
Yes. We're going back to the front of the front page for.
Yeah, I see. Oh my goodness. I don't know what is. It's my internet so bad. Like I'm trying to have a real good trading session. Okay, I'm back.
Yes.
So, oh, it's just taking forever. Oh no, it's probably loaded. It's probably up here somewhere. There you go. I'm sorry about this session. It's never really like this.
No, I'm so grateful for you showing me this.
Because it's
I'm not gonna get it everything one time, but at least I'm getting bits and pieces.
Yeah, that's what it takes. I try to tell people, like, I'm telling you, as you dive into the education, you start learning so much because it's like you're getting bits and pieces and all the puzzle starts making sense. So when you first start, you're not getting all those pieces. It's just the more that you continually watch and learn, it'll all start coming together. My goodness. I'm so impatient when it comes to
When you go back that way, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the point where we were looking at. I mean, we can go to where market price is currently at. I mean, I guess that'll be better because it's just too much going on right now. Yeah, we could do that. So price is currently here. Remember, we're still in our overall bullish trend. So like I said, we're not looking for any type of sells. So this is our overall bullish trend. You see our trend line is here. So we know that we're still in a bullish trend until we've broken our actual trend line. So now you see where the market is at. You're probably like, where am I going to now enter the market again? So what you're seeing here is actually a very nice pattern forming. Like I can see this very clear that a nice pattern is forming. So this is actually going to be your retracement. No matter how long this thing goes out, we don't know how long it's going to be. And that's why you just wait. Because we aren't jumping into no trades. You're not buying. You're not selling. You're not doing anything until we're waiting for this trend line to break to get in for our buy. Until then, you're going to just keep waiting. And that's why there's an amazing thing where you're able to set alerts. If you have the app called Call Levels, it's for free. You can send an alert. So I have TradingView Pro.
What do you have? You have Pro?
Yeah, so I can just automatically set alerts on my computer here. So
I have Pro also.
Also, then you can sit it on your computer, and then if you have the actual TradingView app on your phone, the notifications will come straight to your phone. So I have it on my phone so that so my notifications can come to my phone. So say I wanted to set an alert here because it's above my trend line, I'll just set this alert, and when price gets there, I'll get that alert, and I don't even have to stare at my charts.
So, question to you.
Yeah.
Some of these, if you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, the alert hits you at 3 o'clock, you get up and put it in?
If my alert will go on at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would probably get up to look at it, but my alerts never really go off during that time. I probably had like months ago at that time, but I usually don't have alerts setting off at that time.
I don't want to get up in the morning. I need to rest.
Because I don't trade. I don't do London session. I'm not a London session trader. But that's the great thing about this is that if your alert hit at 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't necessarily have to get up for it. You can just wait for another entry.
Repeat. Sorry.
If your alert got set at 3 o'clock in the morning, you could just wait for another entry.
I'm not gonna get up at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Because my phone is usually turned off.
I wouldn't get off at 3 o'clock either. 3 o'clock.
So I like to trade between say 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock up to about 10.
Same. That's the only time I trade. I only trade between 7 and 10. So like my alerts don't ever. I probably had like 2 or 3 alerts that ever went off at 3 in the morning, and I got up for one of them just to put in. I just looked on my phone and just entered, and then I went back to sleep. Woke up.
So show me where do I go to put the
You would just right click. So like I did, if you wanted to, I always check the chart every like so often, maybe a few hours on my phone because I have the TradingView app. So everything that you do on your computer is going to go directly to your phone. So you don't have to do anything. It'll be exactly. So if I pull up my TradingView app on my phone, it'll look exactly like this with my trend lines and everything. So, sorry. All right, so if I wanted to put an alert, I always put an alert anywhere above the trend line. But as this is going down, further down and down, you're not going to want your alert to be up here because you're going to miss the trade. Does that make sense?
Yeah, where would you like, you want your alert to be where?
So to start off with, right now, my alert would just be like somewhere like probably right here. Just to wait to see if it oh, did you see how I did that? I just right clicked and it says add alert. And then, so say I checked back right before I went to bed on my phone. I looked on my phone and I saw that price was all the way down here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my alert there, so you could just move your alert. You just bring it down. I just always bring it down closer. Save. Does that make sense?
So you draw this line, this yellow line.
This one here?
Is that the alert line?
Yeah, that's the alert.
So how does it show up on the chart you just do? You do right click and the chart comes up?
Yeah, let me show you. You right click and it says add alert.
Right.
And then you just press create. That's
Okay, so what I'm saying here, you have to put where you want the alert to be.
Yeah.
So you're saying that
I don't have a particular number. I just put my alert anywhere above my trend line because I just want it to hit anywhere above my trend line.
okay, all right, I get it. I get it.
All the way down here because see, price is currently right here, so my alert would be anywhere right here, just in case in the next hour or two it decides to just shoot up and hit my alert, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I check this trade right before I go to bed and price is all the way down here, you're not going to want your alert to be all the way up here. So I'll just move it before I go to bed and just move it down.
So first of all, you move this yellow line down. How do you get this yellow line?
This one?
Yeah.
You're going to right click.
Right click on it and then you can move it.
Yeah, you can move it anywhere. So even if I put it right here, if I right clicked right here, it's just going to say add alert, create, and the alert's right there. And if you want to move it, you just move it on down.
Okay, I got it.
And then you just click save.
I got it.
Yeah, that's it. So right now, what I see here is going to hopefully, all you do is wait. Like, we're not here to predict the market. We're just here to analyze it, and that's what we have these for. So since I'm on the 15-minute, this is where you can get so many entries. Like, this was awesome. Like, here was a nice flag pattern. Like, this was a massive downtrend. But remember, we're only looking for buys. So This was a massive, nice downtrend that formed. You're letting this thing just ride on out, this downtrend. Then all of a sudden, you finally get that break. You get a break here. And though you have this drawdown right here, your stop loss would have been below the last low.
So you stop. Why is it that, what's the name, told us that we should only have 7 pips?
Oh my, this is why people are not succeeding. If you have a 7-pip stop loss, you're going to get knocked out of the trade before your trade can even make a move.
Because that's a big drawdown.
That's a huge drawdown, and that's why you have to measure your moves. If you feel like this is too much for your account, you just don't take the trade, and that's why you have to always measure your. Oh, you're talking about this drawdown?
No, the original, that one, yeah.
Oh, this is your stop loss, yeah. So the bigger your stop loss is, the least the smaller your lot size has to be. That's how it works. If you watch Stevenson, he tells us all the time, if you have a huge stop loss, because my stop losses will be 300 pips because I'm going for 1,000 something pips. That's an amazing risk to reward. I'm not scared about a 300 pip if my lot size is reasonable. If I'm putting my thing at $1 a pip, then that's $300 I lost. I'm not gonna put it at $1 a pip because I know I have a bigger drawdown. The smaller, like this is really big actually. Like this is humongous. So
you put it like say 50 cents then.
Yeah, something like 50 cents, of course. Like I would put it at a smaller lot because I have such a huge stop loss. I'm not trying to blow my account. You have to practice risk management. So say we entered the trade here and this was our stop loss. This is a 120 pips. My stop losses are bigger than that at times. Like this is nothing. Most of my stop losses are usually 150 pips because I'm a swing trader.
So you're looking to gain a lot on the opposite side.
Yes, exactly. You're looking to gain more than that actual stop loss. I'm always looking to gain at least 800 pips.
So you're looking to go through the entire buy.
Exactly, but you can enter multiple times. So say you got into this, right? You would have automatically got into some drawdown, which is still okay because your trend was broken. It came to some drawdown, but guess what? As soon as you saw this little drawdown right here, guess what I would have done?
Draw trend line.
Exactly, to get in for another position. As soon as I would have saw this, I'm like, okay, I didn't have the best entry, but guess what? I'm still staying in the trade because my stop loss is way down here. And because what this really pretty much did was come back, it broke the trend line to just pretty much retest it. This was kind of like a retest. It didn't fully retest, but this was like a retest. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so that's not a flag.
It's still considered a flag. But I'm saying, like, this is just what it did. It retested this line pretty much.
So I can just leave it. If my my lot size is small, I just leave it and go back and then go back up again.
I wouldn't have taken myself out this trade at all, because this is where you would have entered, right? I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna put the entry at, I'm gonna make it I'll make it orange. Okay. So you entered at this line, pretty much. You broke your trend line. You entered at this line. You came into some drawdown. So pretty much say you entered here. As soon as you pretty much entered, you got into some drawdown. You got drawdown 50 pips. Okay?
Yeah.
That was your 50 pip drawdown. You shouldn't even be nervous still because your stop loss is way down here. So now, as you saw the drawdown forming, you're like, okay, that actually gives me potential to get back in for another position. Because once you drew this counter trend right here, and then it actually broke your trend line, you would now get in for another buy. So now you're in two positions, pretty much right at the same entry.
So are you telling me that you're putting another trade in?
Yes, that's how you trade. You stack your trades. That's why you only need to trade one pair. As this thing keeps going up and creating little pullbacks like this, you can keep entering the trade.
Oh.
Trade. Like you stack your trades. Like my friend, she'll have like 6 positions in on one trade because every time it creates another little pullback, she gets in at the break of the pullback, buy the another break here and buy. And that's why they say you can get rich off of trading one pair. You don't need to be looking at 20 different pairs because here are all the little entries that you could have got into. And say you would have entered into this twice, right? And then entered into this trade. This is already 94 pips. And then if you would have entered at the break here and entered on this little candle here, that would have been, oops, didn't even get that. What would that? Another 60 pips. Well, this would have been 2 entries. So that 94 would actually been 180.
I see how these people make a lot of money. They write the same pair and
over and over.
As soon as it makes a correction, they get in.
Again, yep. That is all. That is all.
Okay, could you go back to where you put that that flag, the last one, right here? Why is it that when you draw this trend line, it is a little bit wider and hitting the third blue candle?
Like this one?
Yes.
Oh, because you don't really want to force trend lines. This one wasn't, I didn't like do this neatly. I just kind of you don't want to force trend lines, but if you would have drawn this candle wouldn't have been here, remember?
Yes.
So say you would have drawn this trend line, it was already a valid trend because it had 2 week touches right here.
So it only have 1 week. It didn't touch 2 weeks.
It did. This blue one and this one right here.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see.
2 week touches right here.
Yes, it did.
So it's already a valid trend. So once I see that valid trend, it broke right here, I would have entered.
Where would you enter? Right there?
Once this candle closes, they're 15-minute candles. So after the 15, I always put a timer. Once I actually get that alert, I wait for the candle to close. Because you don't want to get in before the candle closes, because if there's 5 minutes left of this candle forming, within that 5 minutes, this candle can drop all the way down.
Yes.
You never want to get in until the candle's actually done closing. Once it's done closing, then you can get in.
Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's awesome.
The next question I want to know is, if you go to where the current position is,
Like where current price is?
yeah, current price,
Okay,
right there. What diagnose what's going on here?
Okay.
This is a 1 second. Can you hold for a second?
Okay.
Hello. How are you? I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Um, I'm so happy that is he feeling better? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. But he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. Yes. But you will have to spend time with him. I have a good friend of mine. I have a good friend of mine that is showing me how to draw my charts up, and she's so good at it that it's unbelievable. She make it so simple for my trading charts. Yeah. So but I wanted. After I finish this, what time do you go to bed? Can I call you back? Okay, will do. Bye bye. Sorry about that, my dear.
It's okay. There's only 5 minutes left in the session that it's gonna close out in 5 minutes.
Yes.
All right, so what we're looking at now, remember, we determined our overall trend on the daily. And do you remember what the overall trend was?
It's a buy.
Exactly. So remember, we're only looking for buys. So all that you are doing right now is just drawing this counter trend on the 15-minute and waiting for it to break.
To go back up past this line.
Past this trend line, yes.
Okay.
And that is all you're doing. And that's all you're waiting for. And this is why you can catch multiple entries and get out of your trade or stay in. So for example, this one, if you would have saw this, the market had just created this. If you would have hopped on your chart and none of this was formed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would have saw this and then bam, a nice break. And you would have gotten right here.
Where would you, after this candle, you'd have gotten in after this big candle form, right?
Yeah. After that big candle form. And that already was 600 pips. But right, as you start seeing it coming back down, you would have entered right here. So now you're no longer in profit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that freaks out a lot of people. So if you're one of those persons that get freaked out, I would suggest securing your profits then.
Okay.
And do you know how to secure your profits or at least move your stop loss into profit?
Yes, I can move my stop loss up.
Okay, yeah. So if you're that person that you don't want to get the drawdown and you want to just wait for a new entry, you could just secure your profit so that say you would have secured your profit somewhere up here, it would have just taken you out the trade once it came back down. So now you have your profit was secured, and now you're just waiting for a new entry to get back in. And that's why you don't have to look at 105 different pairs.
So let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Is it better to pay the spread and re-enter or take the drawdown and continue?
I usually take the drawdown and continue. There's no need to get out your trade because it's an overall uptrend until that trade is completely broken. Unless this is the overall take profit right now. So it's still going to go to your take profit. So you could just wait. Like for anybody that entered down.
The take profit is the highest point that it had before?
Mm-hmm. Which was here. Pretty much is where I'm putting it. I didn't want to put it right here because it only had these two. I'd rather put it right here. To it.
I see.
But say you would have even just stayed in from this one. Right here. You would have had all this. It would have been a little up and down for a little bit. But then you would have got this major push here. And now we're waiting for the next major push up to this.
I can see how you trade US 30. It's a dangerous one, but it's really good.
It's beautiful. And I just traded the exact same way. Look at all these perfect entries. It was like, I caught this drop. I was like, bam, drop. Then I saw the flag, bam, another entry. Then bam. And now I'm just waiting for this. I'm waiting for the next, well, I had got this drop just now. And then I'm waiting for the next entry. Right now, it's kind of just playing with my emotions a little bit. I kind of just missed a few stuff because I wasn't paying attention. So I kind of just missed the entries that I really wanted.
So I usually trade Euro USD. I'm going to stick with one pair.
I don't really trade Euro USD. I trade GBP pairs and
Which one?
GBP pairs, because GBP pairs, you make so much money. Euro USD moves so slow.
So GBP, Great Britain, Japanese is a good one?
Yeah, that's awesome. Any of the pairs that start with GBP like this USD, because you get a lot of pips. So from like here to here is 130 pips. If you would have did here to here on a Euro USD, it would probably only be like 50 pips.
Oh, I see.
Euro USD, I mean, any GBP pair is amazing. The payout, it's awesome. I love it because you get so much out of small little moves. It could be a tiny little move, and you're getting all these pips. It's just like amazing. Like when this thing breaks this trend line, and just to get it up to this take profit, 80 pips. There you go.
I'm gonna be a good trader.
You are, yes. Speak it to existence. I'm an expert trader. I say it every single day. I'm so happy now. I'm an expert trader.
You're a good teacher.
Thank you. My team tells me.
Yeah, you're a good teacher.
Oh, there's less than a minute left, so just in case I don't get to say bye.
Yes, I just want to say really appreciate this very much, and I will always check on you when you're doing all this stuff. When you trade teaching.
Yeah, definitely.
I would love to just remember to put me into your team so I know what's going on.
Sounds good.
Because I